Alright, we're going to try to do a hot lap here at the Nurburgring since it's on iRacing, and it's laser scan, and it's pretty detailed, it's pretty nice. T1, you're going to have a little bit of a kink here before you start the turn. The interesting thing is this huge kind of drop off that you can kind of see. It almost feels like a step. So probably try not to hug it too much because it'll really unsettle the car quite a bit. Probably carry a little bit more speed kind of in the middle of the track. We'll exit it out pretty wide here. There's even a little bit of wear here by the curb. Try to get back on the right as much as possible for this next turn. Just a little bit of a lift. Probably do this in 4th gear. And stay here on the right. This next complex, probably the more interesting one, because if you just kind of look at this turn now from sort of this angle, and it's nice in VR, you can really appreciate it. You'd probably want to kind of nib this just about here on the apex and then just kind of get back on power, but that'll put you to the right side of that track. And if we keep going a little bit longer, you can see kind of how we're set up for the next turn to be a pretty sharp right-hander. So I'm going to try to hug this actually more than you would initially imagine and probably end up sort of around here, ideally at least, as we make the next turn, because we're trying to take that as kind of straight as possible, as opposed to kind of maybe negotiating that corner as fast as possible, but then ending up somewhere here, and now we're kind of like effed for the next turn because it is pretty sharp. And even if we do it correctly, like we're really going to be thrown pretty far out wide here. You can even see some some previous attempts on the car on the track there, track limits probably an issue because you're really going to, again, since you're going to try to get on the power early, you're going to really be thrown here pretty far left. So that's something to kind of think about. All right, we'll keep going. Pretty uneventful turn here. We'll do it pretty fast, probably just shift down 1 gear. We'll end up on the left and then not come back all the way to the right. There just won't be enough all the way to the left. There just won't be enough time. We'll probably be sort of around the middle of the track because we're trying to brake pretty early here to hug this apex and then get back on power to the left side as quickly as we can. Start braking here probably right where this sort of concrete curbing starts. And here again, hitting the apex not very important because this little camber that you can kind of see definitely helps out. We're going to prioritize maintaining probably a little bit of speed through the corner probably around here and then getting on power as early as we can. The Schumacher S is not flat out in this car. Probably isn't F1 now. So just avoid the curb, tiny lift. But pretty uneventful. A lot of trail braking here to try to get this turned as well as we can. We're still maintaining a lot of power. We'll end up super far wide. And again, try to hit back to the other side as much as possible for the next turn. I don't even know if this is right, but I really hug this apex when I kind of race it quite a bit, even get sort of up on the grass. Seems to have worked out with the timing, and then just again getting on power and straight as quickly as possible. Enable the DRS when we're doing the hot lap. And then finally up the hill here. It's a pretty late turn. Since the uphill kind of helps a little bit, just trying to avoid to really unsettle the car too much by hitting these big curbs, because it'll really turn around. So as you saw on the track, I tried it once before with the tires kind of cold like this. Didn't work too well, but we'll give it another go. do another one because that one wasn't so great. Do better.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
Well, I was a little bit all over the place, but yeah, on VR and iRacing, this is a blast. Y'all got to get on this.